Good afternoon and welcome back to Wisconsin Rapids, Wisconsin here at Wisconsin Rapids Central High School, the beautiful baseball complex. A gorgeous day here on a Saturday for some baseball. We've had a jam-packed Saturday with two games on this field particularly, and one of these teams will take on the Marshfield Blue Devils today, and that is the Kaukauna Angels. They defeated the Sixers earlier this morning by a score of 12-9 in an offensive affair from start to finish. And today they take on, or this afternoon, they take on a very talented Marshfield Blue Devils team who will have their first game today and will take on a tough Kaukauna Angels team with a overall 3-1 record on the year. As both the coaches meet, we're just about set for Game 3 on this field today. We've had all sorts of action across the complex today, and yeah, we're getting set for what should be a really, really good matchup. Two really solid programs in Division I. And I believe we're going to get things going right away here. We got the thumbs up from the home plate umpire. And we're going to get things going pretty quickly here. Marshfield sits at an 8-6 overall record with currently on a 5-game winning streak as they enter this weekend's tournament in Wisconsin Rapids, which should be a really, really good game as a high school team. Marshfield lost to Menominee, both Marshfield and Stevens Point losing to Menominee in the WIA playoffs last year, and Marshfield losing to Menominee 2-0 in the regional semifinal. Obviously, Kaukauna at the top of the world, at the top of Wisconsin, and Division I state champions, and what a run they had. And like I mentioned in the previous game, if you watched this morning, with only those 4 games played in the Summer Legion Ball, that is because of the deep playoff run they had, and they weren't able to get their season started because they were still playing high school ball. So for the lineup here today in the top half of the first, we'll start it with, for the Kaukauna Angels batting, it'll be Luneau, Moss, Donnermeyer, Nolan Lotzer, Dylan Lotzer, Otradovic, Van Rossum, Schwalbach, and Hildebrand, the starting 9 on the offense for the Kaukauna Angels. In the defense, from left to right in the outfield, it's Bugar, Griesbach, Shoddy, and in the infield from left to right, Becker, Sadowska, Robinson, Sommers, Konieczny, and Becker behind the dish. Although the sun gleaming on the field, we got a windy day as well, so kind of the mix of both weather here today. And obviously the turf baseball diamond, it's a hot atmosphere down where the fans are seated below. And Konieczny will be the one to start it on the mound for the Blue Devils as we are getting set for the top half of the first. Miles Detroit, made my Zaleski Sports debut this morning. It was a great game between the Angels and the Sixers. And we will see what Game 3 on this field holds in just a few moments. And a great crew on hand today as well. We had Brandon calling the last game where the Sixers took on Appleton. That was a great game. Not as offensive firing as the first game we saw this morning, but a 6-4 victory nonetheless for Appleton. But a game, again, that was kind of back and forth. You never knew who really had the dominating kind of control in that one. And for here, we will get things started. Like I mentioned, McCoy Luneau will start it off for the Kaukauna Angels. And his first time up in the morning game, he started off with a leadoff triple in the bottom of the first. We'll see what Game 2 has in store. We are underway for Game number 3 here from Wisconsin Rapids Central High School. And it's a ball upstairs, 1-0 the count. Second pitch on the way from Konieczny. A pop-up that's going to stay in play. Both Becker makes the play behind the dish on, let's see, on third base we're going to have Becker. Oh, that's right. So two Beckers on this team. So it's Truxton Becker on third and then Ray Becker behind the dish. It was Ray Becker making the play for the first out, and there is a ball now stepping up. It'll be Aiden Moss. It's only the only brother duo, I believe, for this Marshfield team. There's a hot shot down the left side. Out of play over the fencing for strike number 1. 1-1 our count with 1 away here in the top of the first. One on the way from Konieczny. Nearly caught Moss, but regardless, 2-1 count. Konieczny gets the sign. Here's the 2-1. This one fouled high and away, out of play. Evens up at 2-2. Our first true battle this one here today between Aiden Moss and MacArthur Konieczny. Co-player in the East Clover Belt Conference for this past season for Columbus. There's a hot shot again down the third baseline. Foul. This one stayed in play. And we'll stay where we'll do it all again. And he was a member, 2 members on this Marshfield team who were part of Columbus's high school team who were Division II state champions. So lots of talent here today. 2-2, right at the same spot as the previous pitch. And Aiden Moss yelling he wants one in a different direction. Two on the way. Out and away for ball 3. First full count of the contest here right now. Full count on the way. Upstairs, ball 4 and a 1-out walk to Aiden Moss, and he is the first base runner aboard here in this game today. Now it'll be Riker Donnermeyer. He took over in the last game and ended up, you count that as a save for him, or for Riker Donnermeyer. It was a three-run advantage for him, and he closed out the game. And now he is here hitting at the 3-hole spot. First pitch in there. Oh, ball, excuse me. Thought I heard the strike call from home plate umpire. Ball 1. So we got a 1-0 count. Just a bit above the frame. Konieczny gets past Ray Becker and a stolen base for Aiden Moss. He's now aboard second. Donnermeyer faces a 2-0 count here with 1 out in the inning. As Konieczny sets, checks on second base. Here's the pitch. Ball inside. And the most ideal hitter's count of 3-0 here with 1 away. Konieczny, pitch on the way. In there, good response and first strike of the at-bat to Riker Donnermeyer. The left fielder for today's contest. We will see the Angels defense show in the next inning. 3-1 pitch. Got it. Caught the outside. Beauty of a ball placed in the frame from Konieczny, and it's a full count. A good response here. Back-to-back strikes. And it's our second full count of the day. Full count, 1 out. Here's the pitch. Right up the gut and shot out to right center field, and it's going to find a gap out there in the outfield for a 1-out single. And putting on the brakes is going to be Aiden Moss. He's aboard third, and now runners at the corners after the 1-out single from Riker Donnermeyer. So now in the cleanup spot, it'll be another brother duo. This for the Angels. It's Nolan Lotzer, the first baseman for today. Also had a really solid game this morning and Kaukauna's first game this weekend. Or today, I should say. Here's the first pitch. Runner goes. They're going to fire down to second base. And he's going to be in there standing. Donnermeyer with the stolen base. So now runners at second and third after Donnermeyer stole a bag. And meanwhile, it's a strike number 1 on Nolan Lotzer. 0-1 pitch. Right up the gut and hit Konieczny. But nevertheless sent it over to Sommers for out number 2. Keeps the runners where they're at. A good play from Konieczny to keep it in front of him and rifle it over to Sommers for out number 2. And I think we're going to have head coach Josh Metz kind of check on Konechny. So 1-3 for the second out here in the top of the first. We'll step up Nolan's brother Dylan. The catcher for today also caught this morning in their win against Stevens Point Sixers. We'll see what game number 2 has in store for him. Both runners in scoring position. Here's a dribbler at third base line, and it's going to roll out of foul ground. Roll out of play for strike 1. Oh, 1 against Dylan Lotzer. Konechny sets. Here's the delivery. Inside ball. We're evened up at 1-1. Again, with Konechny's experience, it's going to be a fun battle here after the hot bats in the first game from Kaukauna. We'll see how they can battle against this incredible pitcher. As there, strike number 2 for him, and he's got a 1-2 count. Dylan Lotzer looking to keep the inning alive, get the Angels on the board. 1-2 delivery. Ball outside, evens up at 2-2. It looked like head coach Josh Metz was walking out to his boys. He thought that was a strike, and this inning was going to end. Konechny sets. Checks on Moss at third. Here's the pitch. In there, strike number 3. A good punch out from Konechny to end the inning. Angels leave 2 aboard. We're scoreless as we enter the bottom of the first. You are listening and watching Zaleski Sports, powered by Rice's More Than Floors.
Tired of hearing about checking account features? So are we. It's more about what you can do with your money to live the life you want. Forward Bank puts your access to everything you need in the palm of your hand. Mobile deposit, recurring digital payments, transfer funds, or pay a friend easily. Yes, our checking is free and includes all that you would expect. It's supported by your neighbors and friends at Forward, dedicated to serving our communities. Open online today at forward.bank.
For 63 years, Hiller's True Value has proudly served Marshfield and central Wisconsin. Now, we're excited to begin a new chapter. Hiller's True Value is becoming Hiller's Ace Hardware, bringing you better pricing, a wider selection, and access to exclusive brands. You'll start to see some exciting changes around the store, all designed to make shopping easier than ever. But one thing will never change: the same friendly faces and trusted service you've counted on since day one. Hiller's Ace Hardware, still Hiller's, now with more tools to serve you better.
Wondering what to feed your team after work, the game, or this weekend? Chips Hamburgers in Marshfield has tasty char-broiled burgers for any hungry appetite. From the classic hamburger to the famous Chips Champ and everything in between. Check out our daily specials. Stop inside to enjoy your meal with comfortable seating. See Chips' complete menu of burgers, hot ham and cheese, hot beef, chicken and fish, fries, rings, curds, and ice cream, all served year-round. In a hurry? Same great menu in the drive-thru. Chips Hamburgers in Marshfield. Be a champ and have a chipperific day.
Good day. My name is Ken Hyman, and welcome to Nasonville Dairy here in central Wisconsin, Marshfield, Wisconsin, as a matter of fact. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Pizza Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Freer, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Cafflatiri, Caffla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. And the cheese be with you.
Quickly get you back to the action here in the bottom of the first. It starts with a first pitch ball and a 1-0 count to Jacob Sadowska. And here's a shot to the second baseman Hildebrand. He gloves it, sends it to Nolan Lotzer for a quick out number 1. 2 pitches, 1 out here in the bottom of the first. And over the break, we had some clarification. It was Columbus Catholic won the Division IV state championship, not Division II. Pewaukee was Division II. They defeated Kenosha St. Joseph. And in Division IV, Columbus Catholic took down Potosi Cassville in the championship game. So just wanted to clarify that. Apologies about the mistake. 0-1 count. Evens up the count. We're at 1-1 now to Mason Anderson. So 4-3 for the previous out for Jackson Sadowski. As here he sends one back to the pitcher Gates. He quickly rifles it. Did they get the tag in time? They did. A good heads-up play from Nolan Lotzer. He got his feet off the bag, but was able to tie the tag on Mason Anderson for out number 2. So 1-3 for out number 2, 4-3 for the first out. Sends in Chase Robinson. As it's a first pitch strike. Second pitch on the way from Gates. Finding a good rhythm here in the bottom of the first. He makes his debut today on the rubber. 1-1 pitch on the way. Just a bit below the zone. 2-1. Outside, caught the zone, evens up at 2-2. And all twos on the board with quickly 2 away in the bottom of the first. Angels looking to end it. Here's the pitch. Ball below the zone. Full count. Our first one of this inning. Full count from Gates. Nice curveball in there. Backwards K for out number 3. And the Angels go 3 up, 3 down here in the bottom of the first. 2 in the field and 1. Gates does it himself. You're listening and watching Zaleski Sports, powered by Felker Brothers of Marshfield.
Hello, I'm Jenny Shaner, Realtor, Next Home Hub City. If you're a first-time home buyer or seller, or you've been around the block, because of my experience, I'm able to help you in the most efficient way. I'm a full-time, full-service realtor. I focus on my clients 100%. Let's work together as a team for a win in your next real estate transaction.
Are you tired of being a boring old tree, bird, or mythical war hero? Find the right job for you at Express Employment. Stop today and discuss positions that fit your abilities and qualifications, leading you to the perfect job. Always local, always strategically selected to match your skill set with local employers. There's a perfect job out there. Let Express Employment professionals help you find it. In Wausau, Stevens Point, Medford, and Marshfield. Find jobs and apply online at expresspros.com.
Rice is more than floors of Marshfield. Stop in today for quality window treatments, paint, tile, remnants, and quality flooring. Visit their showroom, visit their website, or give them a call today. We welcome you to the top of the second here. The bottom of the first concluded the same way the top of the first did, with a backwards K from both Konieczny, who you see delivering a ball there, as well as Gates on the mound for the Angels. And we are through a quick 1 complete here in Game 3. Back-to-back balls here for Konieczny against Chase Otradovic. Here's a blooper down the third base line. The third baseman, Truxton Becker, chasing in on it, and he's not able to make the play. And it's going to go down as an E5 for Truxton Becker. So an E5 gets Chase Otradovic aboard first to start the second inning. And now we'll step in Carter Van Rossum. The man who initially was on the Angels scorecard to pitch last game, but it was, let's see, who again was on the mound? It was Olszewski for the Angels, who started that game this morning. So there's a first pitch strike to Van Rossum. He shows bunt. It flies in the air down the third base line. It's barehanded by Truxton Becker. They get the victim of Carter Van Rossum at first, but it advances the runner of Chase Otradovic to second. And a good sack bunt there for Van Rossum. Seen plenty of bunts today so far. As we work towards the bottom of the lineup, there's the 7-hole hitter Van Rossum, lining one down the third base side. Here's Schwalbach now up for the Angels. First pitch ball from Konechny. 1-0 the count to Brady Schwalbach, the right fielder today for the A's. Second pitch. There's a liner out to shallow left field, and Bugar not able to track it down. It bounces right in front of him, sends it into the infield to Truxton Becker, and we got runners at the corners here with one away in the top of the second as both teams seek the first run of the ball game. Good piece of hitting for Schwalbach. He finds one out to shallow left. He's aboard first. Meanwhile, Trotovic advances to third. Now we'll send up 9-hole hitter Mason Hildebrand. Second baseman today. Schwalbach's going to go on over to second. Tag was nearly there. Just beat it was Brady Schwalbach. And Chase Robinson thought he had him gunned out at second. But instead, we're going to have two runners in scoring position with Mason Hildebrand and a 1-0 count against Konechny. High pop-up out of play. And a 1-1 count here in Wisconsin Rapids. One away here in the top of the second. Here's the pitch from Konechny. Low and away for ball two. 2-1 count to Mason Hildebrand. 9-hole hitter for the Kaukauna Angels in today's game. Two runners aboard and one out in the top of the second. Pitch on the way. Upstairs and in for ball three. Good hitters count here for Mason Hildebrand. With Chase Trotovic at third and Brady Schwalbach at second. Here's a hot shot. Hits the glove of the third baseman, Truxton Becker. Hauled in by the shortstop. That was Sadowska. And our first runner will score here today for the Angels. The lead runner of Chase Trotovic scores home. It's going to go down, I believe, as another E5. Hitting the glove of Truxton Becker. He had an error to start the second inning and now an error against Mason Hildebrand. Now it'll bring in McCoy Luneau. Luneau back in the first inning, popped out to the catcher. We'll see what he has in store in the second with runners on the corners. Mason Hildebrand aboard third and Brady Schwalbach, or excuse me, Hildebrand at first, Schwalbach at third. Here's the 0-0. A high pop up to the center fielder Griesbach, who makes the play, but meanwhile coming in to score will be Brady Schwalbach, and a sac fly for McCoy Luneau, and the Angels lead 2-0. Now we'll step in Aiden Moss for the Angels. With Hildebrand still aboard first. 2 outs now in the inning. Angels lead at 2-0. First pitch of the at-bat. Just missed, not by much. 1-0 the count. One of the count to Aiden Moss, who had a walk and a stolen base back in the first, and looks at a first strike of the at-bat. The Angels look to string it together a nice day here, obviously with their 12-9 win back this morning. They look to take down Marshfield here in the afternoon today. Marshfield's first game of the day. And they play later tonight against the Sixers. 1-1 the count, right up the gut, and the shortstop Sadowski will step on second to make the play and hurdles over Mason Hildebrand for the final out of the inning, but not after the Angels score the game's first 2 runs of the contest. They lead 2-0 as we enter the bottom half of the second. You're listening and watching to Zaleski Sports, powered by Rice's More Than Floors.
Hiller's Ace Hardware in Marshfield, Central Wisconsin's Milwaukee Tool Destination Center. The tools you trust from the people you can depend on. Shop the store within a store and find what you're looking for.
That's what I was looking for. That's what I was looking for. Now that's what I was looking for.
You'll find what you're looking for. We redesigned our store to offer the biggest selection of Milwaukee tools. A selection so big, you'll need a map to find your way out. Hiller's Ace Hardware in Marshfield, Central Wisconsin's Milwaukee Tool Destination Center.
Little Sprouts Learning Garden with 2 convenient Central Wisconsin locations. Here's Brooke Sievers to tell us about it.
Little Sprouts has been around for almost 7 years here in Auburndale. In Rudolph, we've been open for about 2.5. We serve here in Auburndale. We have 6 weeks old up until 12-year-olds. And then in Rudolph, we have 1-year-olds up until 12-year-olds. The biggest thing that we do with them is we have play-based learning so that they learn through play with each other. And social skills are a huge part of what we do with them.
Find Little Sprouts Learning Garden on Facebook today.
It's 2-0 on our Grassland scoreboard here on Zaleski Sports. Thank you so much for watching. And again, over the break, we got some more clarification. Marshfield's going to take on Appleton because the Sixers already had both their games today, obviously taking on the Angels this morning, as you saw, and then the game on both our broadcasts on this field. And the Sixers took on Appleton the previous game. Now back here to start the bottom of the second, it'll be Owen Griesbach. He looks at ball number 1, and the bottom of the second is underway. Swinging strike number 1 evens up the count. One count to Owen Griesbach. Here's the pitch from Gates. This one fouled off out of play. One, two, the count to Owen Griesbach of the Marshfield Blue Devils. Here's the 1-2 from Gates. Swinging strike number 3, and he back-to-back punch-outs, and he ended the first with a backwards K, starts the second with a forwards K for out number 1. So now we'll step in Raymond Becker, the catcher today for the Blue Devils, as he falls one off over to the right side. Out of play for strike 1. Again, we thank you for tuning in all day on Zaleski Sports. It's been a great day of baseball. Talented teams all around. There's a ball outside on Becker. 1-1 the count with 1 away in the bottom of the second. So far, this Angels defense and Gates on the mound has been sensational, perfect to this point. The first 2 outs in the first were behind Gates in the defense, and then the previous last 2 outs, Gates did it himself with a backwards K and a forwards K. And now with 1 out here in the bottom of the second. Dylan Lotzer for the Angels got banged up on that last play, so they're going to give him a minute here. As head coach Griffin Klein comes to check on him, as well as the home plate umpire today. Great umpiring crew all day long for some American Legion baseball here from Wisconsin Rapids. 1-2 the count to Raymond Becker. Pitch on the way from Gates. Nice curveball, but hit up the gut and hauled in by the shortstop Moss, who makes a routine play over to Nolan Lotzer for out number 2. So the Blue Devils still seek a hit in this one after 5 straight retired. 6-3 for out number 2 will now step in Bryce Shoddy. This one catches the outside for strike 1. Gates really finding his groove out there for the Angels. The senior and will be a freshman in college next season. A big member of the Kaukauna team, varsity team last year, obviously state champions in Division I. Here's a hot shot down the first base line, goes to the right of the line. And 1-2's our count. Angels seek 6 up, 6 down here in the bottom of the second. 1-2 from Gates. This one well outside, evens up at 2-2. Bryce Shoddy trying to get the Blue Devils on the hit column today. Here's the 2-2. This one half swing, but finds the gap out in shallow left field. And the Blue Devils have their first base runner of the contest, and it comes from Bryce Shoddy. He's aboard first with 2 away in the inning. We'll see if Dayton Bugar can do anything here with 2 away. First hit, first base runner for Marshfield today after 5 straight were retired. 2 to the strikeout, 3 to the ground out. Now it's Dayton Bugar, the left fielder today. And it's a ball number 1 as no offer went on Dayton Bugar. Both umpires confirm. Gates is going to check on Shoddy. 1-0 the count, 2 away, 1 aboard here in the bottom of the second. The Angels lead at 2-0. Pitch from Gates, a little dribbler down the third base line, and it's fouled away. Angels seek their 4th win of this yet early summer schedule for them, obviously with their playoff run. They've had a later start compared to other teams like Marshfield, who have 14 under their belts. Here's the 1-1 from Gates. Inside for strike 2, and Dylan Lotzer thought the inning was over, and he had me confused for a second. I thought I had the count wrong. 1-2, Gates the Angels looking to end it. Here's a shot to the shortstop Moss, fields it, sends it over to the second baseman Hildebrand for out number 3. So although the Blue Devils get 1 aboard, they leave 1 stranded and are still scoreless as we enter the top half of the third. You are listening and watching Zaleski Sports.
Hey everybody, Ned over at Wheeler Chevrolet GMC, and going on now the Wheeler Summer Sale Down, which means take advantage of our lowest prices on our longest available units in stock. Going on now through July 7th, like this GMC Sierra, or this Yukon XL, or this Chevy Silverado, plus many more. The Wheeler Summer Sale Down, some of our lowest prices of the year, going on now through July 7th.
Simple, clear, helpful, and built around you. This isn't just a new building, it's a new experience for our members and for the Stevens Point community. Now it's easier than ever to stop in when it works for you. With 24/7 drive-through access, our services fit your schedule, not the other way around. Here at Simplicity, that's the kind of experience we believe in. You'll still see the same friendly faces, now in a space designed to serve you better and enhance the community we're proud to be a part of. We can't wait to welcome you in.
We get you back into the action, perfectly timed here as some quick warm-up pitches in the top of the third underway with an outside called strike number 1, and the top of the third is underway as Riker Donnermeyer looks at strike 1. Both pitchers finding a really good routine on the mound, and you have 2 great pitchers, Konieczny for Columbus Catholic, who had an incredible season this past year, was co-player in the East Clover Belt Conference. There's a hot shot to the shortstop, Sadowska, who makes a bang-bang play over there to Summers for out number 1. So fast start for the defense, just 2 runs for the Angels. That came back in the previous inning, and they look to do some more damage here in the third. Now it'll be Nolan Lotzer, who grounded out to the pitcher back in the first of Konieczny. Gates the pitcher for the Angels. We'll see what the third has in store for him. It's a 2-0 count against Konieczny. Pitch on the way. Just below the frame. Konieczny thought he had it, but instead it's a nice hitter's count of 3-0 on Nolan Lotzer. 3-0 on the way. Inside, strike one. Good response from Konieczny. And it's a 3-1 count to Nolan Lotzer. Here's the pitch. Strike number 2, caught the outside. Good response from Konieczny. And it's a full count. Quickly, here's the full count pitch. This one swung into opposite territory. The first baseman, Somers, can't make the play. Second efforts from Robinson, not in time. And it's going to go down as an E3 on Somers. Robinson tried to keep the play alive, but instead Nolan Lotzer now is aboard first. E3 to get the first base runner here in the third. Here's a dribbler to the shortstop, Sadowska. Cannot get the double play, but they get the lead runner of Nolan Lotzer, but Dylan is aboard first after the first pitch, wasting no time. It'll be a fielder's choice, and Dylan Lotzer is aboard first, and we're going to have a pinch runner of Jack Hawk. So Chase Otradovic now will step in for the Angels, with Hawk aboard first. We'll see what Otradovic got on board with an error to start the second inning. As he looks at a first pitch, strike number 1, a right down Main Street. So 2 outs in the inning. Dylan Lotzer aboard first with, now the courtesy runner of Hawk aboard first, but it was the fielder's choice for Dylan Lotzer, and we're going to have kind of the same play here, but instead it's going to first base to get Chase Otradovic out for the final out of the inning. So not much going for the Kaukauna Angels. They leave one aboard, but a nice defensive showing for the Marshfield Blue Devils. We send it to the bottom of the third. You are listening to and watching Zaleski Sports, American Legion Baseball, powered by Felker Brothers of Marshfield.
Every big future starts with a small step. You can't plan every part of your child's future, but you can help them build smart financial habits that last a lifetime. That's why Simplicity Credit Union Youth Accounts make it easy to start early, helping young savers build confidence and grow towards a bright future. Because the lessons they learn today can grow into something bigger tomorrow.
Wisconsin shops at Gross Auto Group for 3 big reasons. No hassle pricing, lifetime warranty, massive selection, price to move. Gross Auto Group's no hassle pricing means the price you see is the price you pay. No back and forth, no wasted time. Our lifetime engine warranty means we want your new ride running for as long as you own it. And with 8 brands in 6 stores, Gross Auto has the ride you want at the price you need. 3 reasons, 3 towns. Gross Auto Group in Neelsville, Black River Falls, and Marshfield.
Felker Brothers of Marshfield, a leading manufacturer of stainless steel products, congratulates students, athletes all across central Wisconsin on your accomplishments, both on and off the courts and fields. Best of luck this season from Felker Brothers of Marshfield. Discover Marshfield's wellness destination, Be Well Studio. Experience cutting-edge recovery tools like hydromassage, infrared sauna, red light therapy, PEMF, and more, all designed to help your body and mind feel the best. Each 15 to 30-minute session is just $29 with memberships and packages available. Book your wellness session today at bewell-studio.com. The 1-0 count to Ben Somers, who finds a nice spot out there on the left sideline and is aboard with a leadoff single to start this bottom of the third. We welcome you back to Wisconsin Rapids. That'll be the 9-hole hitter, Truxton Becker, to get the inning going. Marshfield still seeks their first run of the game. They've only had 2 hits now after the Somers hit moments ago, as this one's fouled back for strike 1. 2-0 score on our Grassland scoreboard. The Kaukauna Angels converting both those runs back in the second inning, as we welcome you to the bottom of the third. Again, just 2 hits to this point as we're through the complete lineup for Marshfield. 5 straight retired to start it for the Angels defense. It's showed bunt by Truxton Becker, barehanded by Gates. Sends it over to the first baseman, Nolan Lotzer. Close play, but Lotzer keeps his foot on the bag for out number 1. Meanwhile, Ben Somers advances to second. We'll send it back up to the top of the order with Sadowska. Strike number 1 to Sadowska. Second pitch on the way from Gates. Upstairs for ball 1. We got a 1-1 count with 1 away here in the bottom of the third. It's Ben Somers aboard second. Here's a shot to the shortstop. Moss, a bobble, then not going to be able to make a play. It's going to go down as an E6 for Moss. Now we have runners at the corners here with 1 away in the bottom of the third. Sadowska's aboard first. Ben Somers aboard third and sends up Mason Anderson. So a handful of errors for both these squads today. Sadowska's going to go on a missed throw from Dylan Lotzer, but thankfully the second baseman Hildebrand there to scoop it up. Now stolen base for Sadowska. Both runners in scoring position. A 1-0 count to Mason Anderson. As they're not able to find a gap on the left side, it's fouled off. Both these pitchers really finding some routine and playing with a lot of pace here today. We're already in the bottom of the third. Been quick innings and quick outs for both these defenses. 1-1 from Gates. This one sent into opposite ground, out of play. Over the fences for strike 2. Mason Anderson, a good battle here with Gates. 1-2 on the way. This one shot right up the gut. The shortstop Moss going to field it, make a play over to Nolan Lotzer for out number 2. But meanwhile, scoring, it is Ben Somers and the Marshfield Blue Devils on the board for the first time today. And they trail by 1 to the Kaukauna Angels. Also advancing to third, it's Sadowska. So runner back in scoring position, and now it's Chase Robinson, and he looks at strike 1. Fielder's choice on Mason Anderson. Chase Robinson looks at back-to-back strikes. 0-2 the count with 2 away. A's looking to end the inning. Here's the pitch. Nice curveball in there. Strike number 3. And he began the second with a K, and he ends the third with a K. Gates having a nice performance on the mound so far, but Marshfield on the board. Credit the fielder's choice, scoring Ben Somers, and it's 2-1 as we are through 3 complete. You're listening to and watching Zaleski Sports, powered by Nuts Deep.
Good evening, folks. Matt LePay here. Ridgetop Exteriors is kicking off your roof replacement like pros. Old shingles off, decking down, ice and water guard set. Textbook protection. Underlayment follows. Sealed tight like an O-line. Valleys flashed. Shingles installed row by row. Captain ventilated. The crew scoops every nail, leaving no yard marker behind. This project's wrapped. Your turn to call the play at ridgetopexteriors.com.
From humble beginnings in 1904, the Wheatrick family has grown Grassland Dairy Products into one of the largest processors of butter in the nation. Based in Greenwood, Wisconsin, the family and its hundreds of employees continue their pursuit of providing high-quality products that can proudly be served in restaurants and homes across America.
Events were made for Nuts Deep 2 in Marshfield. Large groups or small, private party space is available for your event. Call now for available dates. And the top of the fourth begins with a strike number 1 to Carter Van Rossum. We welcome you back to Wisconsin Rapids. You are listening to and watching Zaleski Sports, American Legion Baseball. Good start on the mound for both these pitchers, but in this inning it's Konechny with back-to-back strikes. And it's an 0-2 count on Van Rossum. Third pitch of the at-bat on the way. This one shot up the gut to the second baseman, Robinson. Backhands it, makes the play over to Summers for out number 1. So 6-3 to end the third for the Blue Devils defense, and now 4-3 to start the fourth for Marshfield's defense. Now we'll step in Brady Schwalbach for the Angels. Had a single back in the second inning, 1-for-1 on the day. So they're swinging strike number 1. 0-1 the count with 1 away. Oh, 0-1 from Konechny in there for strike 2. Oh-2 on the way from Konechny. This one shot up the gut again, the same spot to the second baseman, Robinson. Another backhand, but this time he's not able to make the play, just a couple inches short. And aboard is Brady Schwalbach on an infield single. So the Blue Devils get their first base run of the inning. And now we'll step up Mason Hildebrand in the 9-hole spot. With Brady Schwalbach aboard first, just 1 out in the inning. And the Angels looking to add on to their 2-1 lead, as you see on the Grassland scoreboard. First pitch on the way. Right down the middle for strike 1. Mason Hildebrand with an 0-1 count. Konechny sets. Runner goes, but it's fouled off. Staying into play, but hitting the netting. For strike 2. Hildebrand gets the sign, checks over on Schwalbach. Here's the pitch. Schwalbach goes again. There's a chop that ball sent out to shallow right field. Making the play is Shoddy. Sends it back to first off the stolen base, but it was Sommers who couldn't keep the ball in his glove, so that's why I think he's in there standing. As he scurries back to first base, was attempting to steal a bag. So now we'll bring it back to the top of the order with McCoy Luno. And a sac fly back in the second. And a pop out to the catcher in the first. Luno did not offer. It's going to be ball 1. A 1-0 count with 2 away. And Brady Schwalbach over, barely standing at first base after a close play. He was trying to steal a bag moments ago. There's one shot up the middle from Luno. Close play to shortstop. Sadowska can't make the play. A bang-bang play. Good wheels and putting on the Jets is McCoy Luno, and he's aboard first with an infield single. Now we'll step in Aiden Moss for the Angels. And a walk and a stolen base back in the first and a fielder's choice in the second. So there's a called strike one. 0-1 the count with 2 away in the inning. Konechny sets. Here's the 0-1. His curveball just above the frame for ball number 1. Even count of 1-1, 2 away, 2 aboard. Here in the top of the 4th. Pitch on the way. Lead runner goes, and it's sent out to left field to Bugar, who's able to track it down and make the play for the final out of the inning. The Angels leave 2 stranded, but still lead 2-1 here to the Marshfield Blue Devils. You're listening to and watching Zaleski Sports, powered by Stratford Plumbing and Heating.
The quality materials that was used when the house was built were below builder grade. I wanted to do something a little exciting, add a little bit of color, a little bit of texture. The Infinity team took time to get to know us. He wanted to know what we wanted. Once he saw my design, he says, well, let's make this happen. It's a big project. Just changed the whole look of the house, and it looks like a brand new home. The Infinity team treated us like we were their family. I would recommend Infinity to anybody.
So, after a couple years of this, it's time for more money and better opportunities. That's where Mid-State Technical College comes in.
Are you a born leader? Is hospitality your thing? Maybe you're into efficiency. Or do you love building teams? No matter your path, we've got cutting-edge classes with field-trained professionals and better tuition options. So stop getting by and level up today.
At Stratford Plumbing and Heating, your comfort and convenience is their top priority. They service all brands and do complete furnace and air conditioning installation with professional service to Stratford, Marshfield, and the surrounding areas. Call Stratford Plumbing and Heating today, your home comfort experts. Next Step Prosthetics, providing prosthetic and orthotics throughout central Wisconsin. Take your next step and contact them today. So we welcome you to the bottom of the 4th here. It's the same man on the mound for the Angels of Gates. And to start the 4th, it's Owen Griesbach for the Blue Devils. Started the 2nd with a swinging strikeout. So 0 for 1 on the day so far for him. As Marshfield look to take down the Angels today, who are 1-0 on the day, as well as beat Appleton later in the next game. Oh, 2 to Griesbach. Just outside, Griesbach nearly chased it, but instead holds back. 1-2 the count to the center fielder, Griesbach. 1-2 from Gates. This one fouled off to the left side. Trotovic right there for the backhand, but fouled off before he got to it. Stepping back into the box, it'll be Griesbach. Here's the 1-2 from Gates. Nice curveball, ball just inside, didn't miss by much. Evens up at 2-2. Good battle to start here, this bottom of the 4th inning. 2-2 even on the way. This one again fouled same spot to the third baseline. This Blue Devils head coach Josh Metz fires it over to Gates. 2-2 with no outs and no aboard, as a good battle to start this bottom of the 4th inning with Carson Gates, Owen Griesbach. This one fouled back. Like Brandon said last game, even with the netting in front of us, he gets I flinched there too. It rifled right back in front of us. Another 2-2 on the way. This one chased at opposite ground, but foul over on the first base side. Gates at a 65 total, unofficial total pitch count. Here's pitch number 66 in there. Tip followed back to Dylan Lotzer for a strikeout, and out number 1 here in the bottom of the 4th. So the long battle to start the bottom of the 4th ends up with Gates W. And now it's Raymond Becker looking at strike number 1. 0-1 to Becker. His curveball inside. Just missed. Even up 1-1 a count. And with 1 away in the inning. Third pitch from Gates. This one a hot shot past the shortstop, diving effort from Moss, but he can't get there. And gloved out by the left fielder Donnermeyer. And it's a 1-out single for Raymond Becker. We're going to have a courtesy for the catcher, Raymond Becker. It's going to be Cash Osterman coming in for Marshfield. Courtesy run at first base. Now step in Bryce Shoddy. With Osterman on first base, 1 out in the inning. Here's the first pitch of the at-bat. Upstairs for ball 1. (1-0) to Bryce Shoddy, the right fielder today. Second pitch, chopped at, fouled back. Might have hit Shoddy in the box and deflected over to the left side. Regardless, strike number 1. All ones on the scoreboard, a 1-1 count with 1 away. 65 unofficial pitches for Carson Gates. A swinging strike at number 2. As the fans say, good battle between Shoddy and Gates. It's a 1-2 on the back of Shoddy. Gates looking for out number 2. Pitch on the way. There's a dribbler to the first baseman, Nolan Lotzer. Keeps it in play, steps on the bag himself, and 1 unassisted for the second out of the inning. But meanwhile, advancing is Osterman, pinch running for Raymond Becker. Or courtesy running, excuse me. It's now Osterman in scoring position at second. Steps in Dayton Bugar. 0 for 1 on the day. As a ground out to the shortstop back in the second. Ball number 1 inside. Second pitch. Hot shot down the first base line. Hauled in by Nolan Lotzer. Another one unassisted for out number 2, and therefore out number 3. 2-1 as we are through 4 complete here from Wisconsin Rapids Central High School. You're listening to and watching Zaleski Sports, powered by First Choice Credit Union.
Welcome to the competition where only the best healthcare plans rise to the top. Megasure.
Presenting Paperwork Pound Cake, a half-baked plan with flaky service sprinkled on top.
Ooh. Next up, Security Health Plan.
I call this one the Sweet Security. It has high-quality coverage folded in, and it's frosted with award-winning local service that's sweet but never sugar-coated.
That's a slice of better. Chef Security, congratulations. Truly the recipe for better.
Rigel Plumbing and Heating in Marshfield, your local Amana dealer. Call Rigel Plumbing and Heating today to make sure your furnace is ready for the winter ahead. For expertise, honesty, and stellar service, look no further than Heritage Auto Body. Heritage Auto Body has free estimates and works with your insurance. Heritage Auto Body on Heritage Drive in Marshfield.
First Choice Credit Union in Marshfield serves anyone who lives or works in Wood, Marathon, Clark, or Portage counties. Make First Choice Credit Union your first choice for loans. Hiller's True Value. Hurry in for a huge savings at Hiller's Ace Hardware. Save on Milwaukee outdoor power equipment. Everything from chainsaws to string trimmers. Hiller's Hardware in Marshfield. We are to the top of the fifth, and it starts with a strike number 1. To Riker Donnermeyer. And we got a 1-1 count now. Evens up. Donnermeyer 1 for 2 on the day. Had a single back in the first and a ground out to the shortstop in the third. There's strike number 2. 1-2 the count. And it's a 68 pitch count for Konechny and 60 for Gates. So there's a dribbler to the shortstop. Sadowska, who again with the air for this Blue Devils defense. According to my count, that's their 4th of the day, and it'll go down as an E6. So Donnermeyer aboard first base. Little leadoff air. And we'll step in Nolan Lotzer. Also getting on back in the third due to the air. We'll see what the 5th has in store for him. Here's a hot shot, shallow left field, and it drops in front of Bugar. That's a no-out single after Donnermeyer gets aboard the air. Lotzer has a single. So now his brother Dylan will step up with 2 of his teammates aboard here in the top of the 5th. The Angels starting to cook up a nice inning here with no outs and 2 aboard and 1 in scoring position. Konechny sets. Here's the first pitch. They're going to rifle back to second base. Close play, and they got him. Caught him lacking over at second base. Was the lead runner of Riker Donnermeyer. And a huge play for the Blue Devils defense. Gets the first out of the inning and gets the lead runner out of scoring position of Riker Donnermeyer. A nice chuck from Ray Becker, who caught Donnermeyer just on his toes. Pitch to Dylan Lotzer. He finds a gap out in shallow right. Kind of the same situation there. A single. It was a shallow left field hit for Nolan and a shallow right field hit for Dylan, as they are both aboard now here on the base paths. Now it's going to be Chase Otradovic stepping in for the Kaukauna Angels. With just 1 out in the inning after Ray Becker caught Donnermeyer stealing. Here's the first pitch. Curveball in there for strike 1. Otradovic faces an 0-1 count on Konechny. Second pitch on the way. Just outside. Didn't catch the frame. First ball of the at-bat. Even count of 1-1 with 1 away here in the top of the 5th. Konechny sets. Here's the pitch. Nice pitch. Curveball in there for strike number 2. And he's a strike away from punching out Chase Otradovic. Reaching for that one was Otradovic. Sends it back to the pitcher, Konechny. And they tried the double play. They got the lead runner of Dylan Lotzer at second, but couldn't get Otradovic on first. So now runners at the corners. Off the fielder's choice from Otradovic. So now 2 outs in the inning. Runners at the corners. And Van Rossum will appear for the A's. Close play as Konechny checked on Otradovic. Barely got on the bases with the close play in the infield. Ball inside. 1-0 the count with 2 away. These pitchers with fast pace, and it's been a fast game so far to this point. Here's a hot shot and finds the gap out in shallow left. And it's an RBI single for Van Rossum. And it will score Nolan Lotzer, and the Angels add on one more. It's 3-1 here on the Grassland scoreboard. So now it's Brady Schwalbach, who 2 for 2 efforts so far. He ended up scoring back in the second, as there he fouls one off, and also singled back in the fourth. No one count to the 8-hole spot of Schwalbach. Swinging strike number 2. Angels down to their final strike of the inning. 0-2 with 2 away here in the top of the 5th. 0-2 on the way. Check swing, ball right in the turf. Good play from the catcher Ray Becker to keep it in front of him. And the runners will stay where they're at. Trotovic at second, Van Rossum at first, Schwalbach up to hit. It's fouled back. Can Schwalbach get on the bases for the 3rd time today? We'll find out right here. 1-2 the pitch. This one is shot to the third baseman. A nice play for Truxton Becker. Close play, but not in time. The Blue Devils defense thought they had it, but instead it's an infield single that loads the bases, and Schwalbach is aboard for the 3rd time today with his 3rd single. So it's Otradovic aboard 3rd, Van Rossum at 2nd, Schwalbach at 1st, and steps in the 9-hole hitter Mason Hildebrand. 0 for 2 on the day, reached on an error back in the 2nd and popped out to the right fielder Shoddy back in the 4th. So there's a looking ball 1. There's a dribbler fouled away on the third base side. Glove by Hippis over there on the bench, and a good rifle back to Konieczny. Konieczny gets the sign, sets from the stretch. Here's the pitch. Here's a shot out to left center field, gets over the head of the shortstop Sadowska, and it will score 2, and to score is Otradovic and Van Rossum. Schwalbach aboard second base, and it's a 2-run RBI single for Mason Hildebrand to score 2 A's. On a visit here with Ray Becker and Konieczny. Hurry in for huge savings at Hiller's Ace Hardware. Save on Milwaukee outdoor power equipment. Everything from chainsaws to string trimmers. Hilmer's Hardware in Marshfield. Thanks to our game day sponsors, Arts Body Shop, Bruce Orthodontics, Takiria Monarca, Partners Bank, and Hefco Floral. This one popped away. It's now back to the top of the order with McCoy Luno. Again, had that triple back early this morning for his first at-bat of the day. There's a shot right up the middle. A backhanded attempt from Robinson gets by him to shallow center field to Griesbach. It'll score 1 and a 2-out RBI single for McCoy Luno, who's had a great day so far. So it's Hildebrand aboard second, Luno at first, Schwalbach in to score, and the A's lead the Blue Devils 6-1. in there. Strike one now to Aiden Moss. Oh for 3 on the day so far, including a walk back in the first and a stolen base. Here's a high pop out to the left fielder Bugar, who makes the play, finally stops the bleeding for the Marshfield Blue Devils defense. And the Angels lead with a nice comfortable lead as we enter the bottom of the 5th. Kaukauna leads Marshfield 6-1. You are listening to and watching Zaleski Sports, powered by Special.
Cobuson Bus is hiring its drivers that they need. Cobuson Bus is hiring, it's the perfect job for me.
Cobuson Buses would like to thank all of our school bus drivers throughout the state of Wisconsin for their safe driving. If you would like to make a difference in your community with a fun and rewarding part-time job, apply at cobuson.com.
Cobuson Bus is hiring, it's the perfect job for me.
Scotty's Pizza and Chicken, how can I help you?
Scotty's Pizza and Chicken has been voted best pizza in Marshfield 16 years in a row. Scotty's Pizza and Chicken is ready for your call now. Choose drunken chicken, BLT, Western, mac and cheese, sweet chili chicken, and more. Plus, Scotty's has broasted chicken, fish sandwiches, salads, and desserts. Scotty's Pizza and Chicken, 715-384-8118 and scottyspizza.com.
Scotty's Pizza and Chicken, how can I help you?
Welcome back to Wisconsin Rapids Central High School, the complex here in Wisconsin Rapids, Wisconsin, as we get you set for the bottom half of the 5th inning. Great day of baseball today. We've had all sorts of action all game long. We thank our great crew on Zaleski Sports, everyone contributing to a good day here of Legion Baseball. No, we had an earlier score check. Wisconsin Rapids was leading Neenah back on the other diamond from us here at Rapids. See if I get an update. 3-1. Thank you. 3-1 Rapids. Rapids leading Neenah with bases loaded in the bottom of the 6th with 1 out. Thank you, Ryan. So now here's the 0-1 to, let's see, Ben Sommers. O2 on the way from Gates to Sommers. This one a shot to the shortstop Moss. Makes the play, fires it over to the first baseman, Nolan Lotzer, for out number 1. 6-3 to start the bottom of the 5th, with the Angels leading the Blue Devils 6-1 on the Grassland scoreboard. Now in the 9-hole spot, it's Truxton Becker for the Blue Devils. There's a grounder to the second baseman, Hildebrand. Makes a play over to Nolan Lotzer for a quick out number 1 and a quick out number 2. Six to 3 for the first out, 4-3 for the second out. Send it back to the top of the order with Sadowska as he fouls one back into the netting here for strike 1. Gates unofficial pitch count at 65. And on the other hand, Konieczny at 90. After that big inning, moments previous inning, 1-1 count, skied away out of play and a foul ball for strike 2. Good battle between Jacob Sadowska and Gates. Here's the pitch. Outside for ball 2. Evens up the count. And all 2's on the board with 2 away. Here's a quick 2-2 pitch from Gates. Another one. Same spot outside. Just not coming in on his release. Full count. Pitch from Gates. Here it is. This one shot up to the center fielder Luno, but in making the play was the shortstop Moss, tracking back on it for the final out of the inning. So a quick 1-2-3 inning, 3 up, 3 down here in the bottom of the fifth. We're through 5 complete as the Angels lead the Blue Devils 6-1 on the Grassland scoreboard. You are listening to and watching Zaleski Sports, powered by Sherrill Tire and Auto Service.
Retirement is a balancing act because everyone's financial situation is unique. A reverse mortgage loan can transform your home's equity into accessible cash, whether it's to pay off your mortgage, cover bills, or fund your dreams.
The cash is there if we need it, and it just takes a little stress off of our lives.
You have something else to fall back on?
Call me, Josh Kilty, your local retirement mortgage specialist, for a free consultation to help bring financial stability to your life.
Man, that furnace is just going down and retirement's not working out how we wanted to have it happen. What can we do?
Let's see what Donnie has to say.
At Citizens Financial Services, located at Citizens State Bank, we specialize in developing unique plans for our clients to provide guidance in retirement. A customized plan starts with your goals, your needs, paired with a well-thought-out strategy to address those goals.
I think this is going to work.
To set up a time, call me, Donnie Snyder, at 715-486-8151.
Welcome back to Wisconsin Rapids here. We're going to have a pitching change for the Blue. Oh, okay, and then there was a switch. There was a switch between. So there were no switches. No switches, okay. New batter, okay. Got it, okay. Noah Ziemba stepping in for the Angels. No defensive switches for the Blue Devils as we begin the top of the sixth. The Angels lead the Blue Devils 6-1. There's a blooper out to shallow right center field, and it drops and hits off the glove of Griesbach. And rounding 2 is going to be Ziemba, and he's diving in with a leadoff double. And if you just let that thing drop, but it hit off the mid of Griesbach and went behind him towards the right fielder Shoddy, and Ziemba able to ground 2 bags. First pitch wasting no time, about the same spot right there. It's shallow center field this time. And now runners at the corners here with none away. Nolan Lotzer was at a great game. Had a single back in the 5th and now a single here in the 6th. 2 for 4 on the game. First pitch to Dylan Lotzer, a good brother duo for this Angels team. Looks at a ball number 1 outside. Dribbler down the left field side, in play, but way over the head of Sommers. And into scores 1. They're rounding 1 more. It's going to be a close play at home, and they get. He dropped the ball. They're going to call him safe at home. Wow. Riker Donnermeyer scored. Lotzer, they thought they were going to gun him out. And instead, Nolan Lotzer barely gets to home plate, and it's now 8-1 Kaukauna.
It would be a throwing error first and also an error on the catcher on the drop. Yes, 2 errors.
So 2 errors on that play for the Blue Devils defense. Yeah, a handful of errors for this Blue Devils defense today, and that is going to be the end of Konieczny's day today. Relieving him will be Ben Sommers. Up to a total of 94 pitches on the day. Unofficially was MacArthur Konieczny. Now we will see Ben Sommers in action. Save up to $140 on new tires at Sherrill Tire and Auto Service now through June on 4th Goodyear Tires, with locations in Stevens Point, Wisconsin Rapids, Wausau, and Marshfield. 8-1 our score as the Kaukauna Angels lead the Marshfield Blue Devils. Thank you for tuning in to Zaleski Sports. If you're just right now or throughout the day today, so I believe it's just going to be a single switch. Let's see, will it be? It'll be Somers on the mound. And Somers previously was at first base. Scoring update, Rapids opening it up 8-1, leading Neenah in the bottom of the 6th. Still going with 2 outs, runners at the corners. Got a number 34 on first, Mason Anderson. First pitch from Somers, not a good one as he hits Chase Otradovic. He's not aboard, now aboard the hit by pitch. Now steps in Carter Van Rossum. With 2 runners on board, no outs in the inning, and now Ben Somers with the second pitch of the game. Inside for ball 1. So Anderson at first. It'll be Konieczny likely to go to the bench. And yep, and Somers at first base will take over on the mound. It's not too bad of a switch for the Blue Devils defense. And a 1-1 count now on Carter Van Rossum, designated hitter today. 1 for 3 on the day, and an RBI single back in the 5th.
They've eliminated the DH now because Anderson's playing defense now.
Got it. Oh, that's true. And now Van Rossum faces a 1-2. After Raymond Becker checked over on the lead runner at second base. Here's the 1-2. Gets behind Van Rossum. Here's the pitch from Somers. Sends one out to left field. Making the play is Bugar for the first out of the inning, and an out the Blue Devils defense really needed. As they try to keep this thing within margin. An 8-1 Kaukauna lead. They seek their second win of the day. And we're going to have another switch here as head coach Griffin Klein talks to our home plate umpire. So for Brady Schwalbach, it is going to be Ashton Judas. Judas were on the bases in that first game this morning, but now we'll get the bat in his hands to hit with 2 aboard with 1 away and a 1-0 count against Somers. Here's the 1-0. Foul tip back into play, hitting the fencing here from Wisconsin Rapids. Swinging strike number 2. 1-2 the count to Judas with 1 out in the inning, 2 aboard. And Rossum retired the pop out to the left fielder, Bugar. And Judas thought he should have stayed in there to wear that one, but instead it's a 2-2 count as Summers steps off the bag. A little reset here for him. Kaukauna seeks their 4th win of the summer season. Here's a blooper to the shortstop, Sadowska, for out number 2. Keeps the runners where they're at. Now we'll send it to the 9-hole spot, Mason Hildebrand. So back-to-back pop-outs for out number 1 and out number 2. We'll see if Mason Hildebrand can keep the inning going. 2 aboard, 1 in scoring position, an 8-1 Kaukauna lead. First pitch from Summers. Catches the outside, strike number 1. Here's a hot shot to the shortstop, Sadowska. Makes back-to-back plays. He made the play for out number 2 and there for out number 3 to end the inning. Angels lead the Blue Devils 8-1 here as we enter the bottom half of the 6th, getting closer to the finish line as the Angels have a 7-run advantage. You are listening to and watching Zaleski Sports, powered by Hiller's True Value.
I got referred to the orthodontist, and I was really nervous, but in my 2-year process, the staff was very welcoming and very kind to me. My brother also had treatment here, and he was very happy with a smile. I'd recommend Bruce Orthodontics to all my friends and family that want a beautiful smile just like us.
When I come in for my appointment, the wait is really short. All of the workers are very kind and sweet. They try to make sure that everything in my mouth is just right after my checkup, and Dr. Bruce is very nice.
I'd love the opportunity to meet you and transform your smile. Call us to set up your free consultation today.
At House of Heating, making your home comfortable is our biggest priority. That's why we offer dependable HVAC solutions and quality work in central Wisconsin. Our pros are knowledgeable in a wide variety of services so you can feel confident in your results. They'll offer the support you need, whether it's putting in a modern HVAC system or working on and maintaining your current unit. Get in touch with House of Heating at 715-384-3163 or contact houseofheating.com. House of Heating, heating and cooling the air you breathe.
Welcome back to Wisconsin Rapids Central High School here in Wisconsin Rapids, Wisconsin. We're getting set for the bottom of the 6th. With the Tigers offense looking to put some runs on the board. They trail by 7 as they only get 2 more chances here as we approach the finish line. It will be Anderson to start it off here in the 6th. Check swing low and away for ball 1. Mason Anderson 0 for 2 on the day, including a ground out to the pitcher, but here he sends one in the air to shallow left center field. Nearly got by the center fielder, Luno. Make sure that is Luno out there, too. We had some switches. Okay. So Luno out there in center. A good piece of hitting, a leadoff. Leadoff double for Mason Anderson. First team all-conference for Marshfield in the Wisconsin Valley. Here's a grounder to the shortstop, Moss. Fires it over to Lotzer. For out number 1. A little quieter this game in the fans as compared to our other 2 today. Kind of the middle of the day, you know, it's already approaching into the evening. But a handful of games, the sun's beating down. Some getting a little tired likely. So now meanwhile advancing Mason Anderson to third base. Now it's Owen Griesbach. And 0 for 2 on the day with 2 swinging strikeouts, 1 in the 2nd, 1 in the 4th. As there he has a strike number one and an 0-1 count on his back. Here's the pitch from Gates, who's at 75 unofficial total pitches on the game. Pitch from Gates. Chopper inside the hands of Griesbach. Leaping play for the first baseman Lotzer, but they're able to get the out. But meanwhile, scoring, it'll be Mason Anderson, who had that leadoff double, and he's aboard home. And the Blue Devils kind of crawl into this lead, now trailed by 6. First pitch now to Raymond Becker. Ball 1. There's a high pop-up for Raymond Becker. Sends one out to right field to Schwalbach for the final out of the inning. We're through 6 complete. We are to the final inning. Kaukauna looked to add a little more insurance run, but lead by 6 runs to the Marshfield Blue Devils. You're listening to and watching Zaleski Sports, sponsored by First Choice Credit Union.
Tired of hearing about checking account features? So are we. It's more about what you can do with your money to live the life you want. Forward Bank puts your access to everything you need in the palm of your hand. Mobile deposit, recurring digital payments, transfer funds, or pay a friend easily. Yes, our checking is free and includes all that you would expect. It's supported by your neighbors and friends at Forward, dedicated to serving our communities. Open online today at forward.bank.
For 63 years, Hiller's True Value has proudly served Marshfield and central Wisconsin. Now, we're excited to begin a new chapter. Hiller's True Value is becoming Hiller's Ace Hardware, bringing you better pricing, a wider selection, and access to exclusive brands. You'll start to see some exciting changes around the store, all designed to make shopping easier than ever. But one thing will never change: the same friendly faces and trusted service you've counted on since day one. Hiller's Ace Hardware, still Hiller's, now with more tools to serve you better.
So to start the top of the order here, replacing McCoy Luno, will be number 22, Cole Vandeloo, as we welcome you back to Wisconsin Rapids for American Legion Baseball here on Zaleski Sports. Thank you for tuning into this one and tuning in all day long if you have. It's been a great day of baseball, great weather, gorgeous conditions. The sun beams across the turf here on your screen. And the Angels with a 6-run advantage, but look to add a little bit of insurance with a Blue Devils offense that's not going to go down without a fight. And the official wrap-up, Wisconsin Rapids with a big win. It was close till all the way up to the 6th, but Rapids opening up and beating Neenah 9-1. But now a 2-0 count here to Vandeloo. Cole Vandeloo replacing McCoy Luno. We got a very nice hitters count of 3-0 here to start the inning. And there's strike number 1. Vandeloo, of course, doesn't pull the trigger on the 3-0, but now faces a 3-1 against Summers. Here's the 5th pitch. It's fouled off. Keel Raider Radio commenting my own blood. That's probably Brandon on that account, or maybe Chris Learman. Appreciate you tuning in, supporting. I'm going to guess by all the exclamation points, it's Brandon. Definitely Brandon. He likes the exclamation points. So shout out Brandon, Keel Raider Radio. The hometown, the OG. Thank you for showing me that, Ryan. Yeah, they might. Brandon might. So now I'll walk to number 22, Cole Vandeloo. He's aboard first. Now we'll step in Aiden Moss. As again, like I said, the Angels looking to add on some insurance, but lead 8-2 against Marshfield. Here's the 1-0 inside. They're going to go check on Vanderloo, but scurries back to first base. Brandon said, good guessing. Yep, I know you all, Brandon. Here's the 2-0 from Summers. In there for strike one. Good response after the back-to-back balls. It's Aiden Moss looking to get the inning started. No outs here in the top of the 7th. Here's the pitch from Summers. This one driven to the left side of the shortstop, Sadowska. Makes the play over to second, but keeping it in the back pocket is Robinson, so they get the lead runner, Vanderloo, for the first out. But meanwhile, it's a fielder's choice. Aboard first is number 4, Aiden Moss. So I believe the first walk out of Konieczny and Summers today, too, previously to start that inning in the 7th to Vanderloo. But now thrown out at second base by Sadowska. Now we'll step in. See, who do we have? Because Ziemba's the first base coach. This is Donnermeyer back into the lineup. It was Ziemba replacing him, but then they brought back in Donnermeyer here in the 7th to hit. They didn't bring him back in the 7th, but now he is here in the 7th to hit for the A's. As here's the 0-1. Curve ball inside, nearly caught Donnermeyer. Donnermeyer 2 for 4 on the day, including a single in the first and a double back in the 6th. A really solid day so far. As he sends one out to the center fielder, Griesbach, for out number 2. Keeps Aiden Moss at first base. And Donnermeyer, is retired via the pop-out. I combined the first name of Riker and Donnermeyer and got Rockermeyer. Sounds close enough, right? Low and away for ball 1. Now to Nolan Lotzer. Lotzer also 2 for 4 on the day, including 2 singles in the 5th and the 6th. Now we'll see what he has in the 7th with a 2-0 count on him. With that one runner of Aiden Moss at first. That pitch in there for strike 1. Summers checks the shoulder. Here's the 2-1. This one, a dribbler stays in the infield. Rushing in on it is the third baseman, Truxton Becker. Able to get him at first base. A bang-bang play. Becker took it away from Sadowska for the final out of the inning. So the A's not able to add any insurance, but they have a very comfortable lead as it's the last chance for the Marshfield Blue Devils as we enter the bottom of the 7th. You're listening to and watching Zaleski Sports, powered by Next Step Prosthetics.
Wondering what to feed your team after work, the game, or this weekend? Chips Hamburgers in Marshfield has tasty char-broiled burgers for any hungry appetite. From the classic hamburger to the famous Chips Champ and everything in between. Check out our daily specials. Stop inside to enjoy your meal with comfortable seating. See Chips' complete menu of burgers, hot ham and cheese, hot beef, chicken and fish, fries, rings, curds, and ice cream, all served year-round. In a hurry? Same great menu in the drive-thru. Chips Hamburgers in Marshfield. Be a champ and have a chipperific day.
Good day. My name is Ken Hyman, and welcome to Nasonville Dairy here in central Wisconsin, Marshfield, Wisconsin, as a matter of fact. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Peach Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Freer, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Caflatiri, Cafla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. And the cheese be with you.
Last chance efforts here for the Marshfield Blue Devils here in Game 3 of our Diamond on Zaleski Sports for a Saturday filled of American Legion baseball. The Kaukauna Angels picked up one win this morning against the Stevens Point Sixers, 1-0 on the day, and Marshfield looks to crawl back into this one, but trail by 6 and get their first win of the day. And in their next game, will take on Appleton. So to start it off here in the bottom of the 7th, it'll be, Bryce Shoddy, the honorable mention in the Wisconsin Valley Conference for Marshfield, sitting in the 6-hole spot. And he is one for 2 on the day with a single back in the second and a pop out to Gates in the 4th. Again, the Appleton Double Days will take on Marshfield Blue Devils in the next one. And Mike will be on the call for that one for Zaleski Sports. So tune into that one. That should be a really good game between two good squads. Appleton able to get a 6-4 victory against the Stevens Point Sixers in the previous game. This one high, pop up, out of play. Good battle here to start the 7th with Gates and Shoddy. Gates in an unofficial pitch count of 86. He's been really efficient to this point. 2 runs scored for the Blue Devils. This one swung at strike number 3. Starts the 7th inning with a punch out for out number 1, and the Blue Devils down to their final 2. I believe according to my counting, that is Gates' 5th strikeout of the day. Now will step up Bugar with 1 out in the inning as he looks at strike number 1. Gates really finding a rhythm now, but especially just all game long. He's had a good pace on the mound, and no one's been able to stall him. 0-2 on the way. This one outside, well outside for ball 1. As the Blue Devils down to their final 4 strikes. The 1-2 from Gates. Swinging, strike number 3, back-to-back punch-outs here in the 7th for Gates. And the Blue Devils down to their final out, and it's going to be Ben Sommers. Pitcher v. pitcher here to keep the game alive for Marshfield. Gates gets the sign. Here's the first pitch. This one chased that inside the fingertips and found a gap there in shallow left field to Donnermeyer. And a 2-out single for Sommers keeps the inning alive and game alive for the Marshfield Blue Devils. But plenty yet to do as Marshfield trails by 6 to the Angels. And now it's Truxton Becker. First pitch. This one chased that opposite ground and foul. Over to the, you could call it the warning track surrounding the fences. Over on the right side. 0-1 tip back. Skidded off the masks of Dylan Lotzer and our home plate official. To the count. Blue Devils down to their final strike. Gates in the defense looks to end this one with an 8-2 victory. Pitch on the way. This one fouled back. Good battle with Truxton Becker and Gates. Carson Gates officially at 95. Will he reach the 100 mark? Gates sets. 0-2 delivery on the way. This one Sent to the second baseman. Hildebrand gloves it, and able to keep the foot down is Nolan Lotzer, and that will do it. An unofficial 96 for Carson Gates as he pitches the complete game, just giving up 2 runs, and the Kaukauna Angels are victorious, beating the Marshfield Blue Devils 8-2 here in game number 3. Coming up next is the Nasonville Dairy postgame show. Nasonville Dairy with fresh cheese curds made daily. Get your cheese curds, Nasonville Dairy in Marshfield, Curtis, or NasonvilleDairy.com. Angels victorious 8-2 against the Blue Devils. You are listening to and watching Zaleski Sports, powered by Nasonville Dairy.
Good day. My name is Ken Hyman, and welcome to Nasonville Dairy here in central Wisconsin, Marshfield, Wisconsin, as a matter of fact. Nasonville Dairy actually goes back to 1885. We are the oldest plant in Wood County. When our father brought us here in the early 1960s, we ran 7,500 pounds of milk a day. We now run 1.8 million pounds of milk a day. We buy dairy milk from 200 dairy farmers here in central Wisconsin, produce it, and ship it all over the world. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Pizza Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Fury, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Caflatiri, Cafla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. This has allowed us to go to a lot of different countries. Our furthest accounts are now in China, Japan, Canada, Saudi Arabia. We do ship to Mexico, as well as a number of other places throughout the world. This is what we call Cheese Making 101. We tried to walk you through the cheese plant today, and we're in hopes that you see our people, what they're doing, and the amount of work that goes into producing the products that we hope you enjoy. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Pizza Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Fury, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Caflatiri, Cafla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. And the cheese be with you.
Our Game 3 final here from Wisconsin Rapids Central High School. The Kaukauna Angels taking down the Marshfield Blue Devils 8-2. Glad you could join us here on Zaleski Sports, but keep it here. Our next game, it'll be the Appleton Double Days taking on the Marshfield Blue Devils. We'll have Mike on the call on Zaleski Sports, so keep it here. But thank you so much for watching this one, watching all day long. Game 3 under the books. Game 4 coming up soon. And this has been a presentation of American Legion Baseball on Zaleski Sports. I'm Miles Detroit, signing off.